Right, we've got 4 characters, so 2 for me, 2 for you. The ones that I'm doing are Dirk and Terezi. Oh no, I can't do a good Terezi voice, but I'll try my best. Which means you're doing Rose and narrator.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that was pretty fucking stupid. That's the best I can do, I'm afraid. Falling asleep here is just asking for trouble. Nodding off like that underneath an arboreal ambulator, who knows what could have happened. Yeah, alright. Get off my case about this already. It's not like I did this on purpose. We're just lucky there isn't any wind at the moment. I've established this is why they move. The ambulators are plants in a strict sense, but exhibit locomotive behavior due to their unique construction. The main body of the plant consists of a network of hollow, tube-like growths in which air may travel. These networks are so sophisticated that the shifting pressure inside the truncated branches can cause the entire plant to uproot itself and begin walking, provided the conditions are right. This process, while majestic, can have drastic effects on the plant's surroundings.
Everybody gangster till the trees start walking.
The constant shifting of the soil creates large crevices and ravines almost instantly, redirecting watercourses and altering the landscape over and over with each stride. Hup! Oh, what have we here? A strange creature seems to have become trapped in the shifting terrain. However, it seems undistressed by the dangerous situation in which it finds itself. Perhaps it calls this precarious place its home. It seems my investigation of this bizarre planet has only just begun. I wonder what they taste like. And then there's this, which exists for some reason.
That thing.
Yep. And then more things.
Horse.
Yep.
It's him! Him.
And then the thing.
And then that thing, whatever it is.
You're doing
What
narration,
a truly magnificent beast. A chill falls over Terezi, draping her in shadows. The monster rears its gelatinous bulk up over her and unleashes a noise from its cavernous mouth that can really only be described as a squelch. A squelch made from vocal cords. Oh fuck. Fun abandoned. Survival instincts fully engaged. Terezi runs. She throws backward, sniffs. She tears through the scrubby cling of the planet's undergrowth, catching fractured impressions of exactly what has decided to chase her. A shuddering 20-foot monstrosity that somehow seems to both scamper and glide, like a centipede, rustling like foliage as it moves, as if an entire goddamn forest is bearing down on her. Her heels sink into bubbling mud. The whole landscape is fighting her. The creature is too strange for her to get a full picture of it like this. The problem with using smells to navigate the world is that the unfamiliar can be difficult to parse. Every whiff over her shoulder gives her another blurry glimpse of what this beast is. Rose shared her books with Terezi when she was on the ship, and her favorite by far was the Compendium of the Zoologically Dubious. Everything contained inside was just so unbelievably unlikely. This creature appears to be a combination of all of them. As if this sticking her nose backwards is just asking for trouble, and with a particularly vicious twist, Terezi's ankle turns and she goes down into the mud. The centipede tree avatar of ultimate horror doesn't waste any time hauling her up by the boot, the fetid stench of the alien mud making her vision go streaky and dark. Hot, reeking breath washes over her, but her entire body is coated ice that ripples and spikes across her ribs and on down into her gastric sac. It's fear, pure and simple. Unsurprising when being menaced by a monster, but it also doesn't last for more than a second. A cold flame that instantly burns itself out, and all of a sudden she's just deeply, impossibly, indescribably tired, down to her bones. Honestly, she really has no right to feel this fatigue, this crushing embrace of endless struggle. Terezi Pyrope has not had an easy life by anyone's standards, but so much of her 13 or so sweeps had just been standing still, waiting, huddling blind and half dead in her recuperacune, the soaper burning the hideous mess that the sun has left her eyes, a light with a hatred so layered and intense that she couldn't make sense of it. It was horrifying, that pain or fury, but also, admittedly, very boring. Then there were the sweeps on the meteor, the endless gelatinous stretches of time in the chaos of the outer rings, searching for Vriska, ostensibly, but also just maybe for a chance to dry up, to disappear, go extinct. Terezi doesn't know if it's an attribute of her aspect or the sheer psychic damage of spending so long in the company of two humans with god complexes. Maybe it's just an inherited symptom of being conscious, but sometimes it feels like none of them are going to get out of this alive or dead. A truncated version of all this races through Terezi's head as the monster lifts her toward its gaping mouth, hot, hideous strands of drool hitting her face. Stop! She doesn't hear the words exactly. Or the word, only one. She more gets the impression that they are being said, hanging in the air around her like sound effects in a comic book. Stop! The monster freezes in place, and so does Terezi, although she can tell that the words aren't for her. It's still alive, she can feel it breathing, but is absolutely unable to disobey the word. With some undignified squirming, Terezi manages to get a hand in the pocket of her coat.
This sucks.
Don't struggle, it will only make it more likely to attack.
How do you know that? Are you in some sort of hideous pan-meld psychic communication with this towering monstrosity? Is this an extension of your ravaged psyche, Lalonde? Am I in fact currently being held in your very tentacles?
I'm devastated to report that those are really more vines than tentacles, and even worse, they aren't mine. I am holding the creature with the terminal one we have at our disposal in the lab, but I'm sure you can recall from your brief tenure as Jave's patron, those commands can be overruled. So I think it would be best to just behave the same way you would with any wild animal, and make as few moves as you can, as slowly as you can make them. Your tentacle dreams will be forced to remain the stuff of fantasy for now.
What do you mean, patron?
The human you took it upon yourself to troll, the one of us you chose to enact your revenge on.
I never really thought of it like that. We're all trolling you. Well, most of us were. Solix did not give a shit, and Aradia was dead most of the time. Tavros and Equius tried, but they were pretty horrible about it as it. Now that I think about it, I guess we did sort of play favourites. Dave and I had a lot in common back then, or at least it felt like we did.
As I have come to understand it, for a while at least, we were all being steered in the right direction by a debatably benevolent force, one imposed on us by the game itself, even if we had yet to enter. You don't believe me.
No, I do. It sounds incredibly dumb and unlikely, but so does everything else that happens to any of us. So if you were doing the same things to these creatures that some other creatures did to you and your friends,
I suppose that is a fair assessment, although we were not our own creators. It was John who.
I hate to break up the recap episode, but we need to deal with this situation before it gets out of hand. Specifically, the giant hand that is currently wrapped around Terezi.
Is that a hand? It doesn't look like a hand. I thought it was vines.
And how are you here anyway? I have administrative privileges. You have administrative privileges for my palm husk? Yes.
Don't let it get to you. My father has a habit of appearing in places he's not wanted. But you were saying?
I was saying we should get Terezi down from there before continuing our mining of the core themes in our personal narratives.
Of course. I'll take care of it.
Appreciate it. I wish you wouldn't do that where I can see it. Do what? That thing where you get people who are not me to do whatever it is you want them to? Mind control. I have never engaged in mind control. I don't think any human is capable of it. What I do is completely different. Okay, but does that actually matter if it had the same results that mind control would have? Have you considered that in the thought experiment? I have, actually, and if you want to talk about it, we absolutely can. And not just that, whatever you want. I've got nothing but time. Okay, let's talk then. Let's start with...
The ambient stop that had been hanging in the air releases. Terezi lets out a shuddering breath. She doesn't think she'd been holding it in the whole time, but then again, she hadn't really been paying attention. Her feet touched the muddy ground, squelching between her left toes. She'd lost both boot and sock on her mad scamper.
What the fuck is going on? You can make more boots. I'm not talking about the boots, Nook Breath. I mean a menagerie from hell. Well, we've encountered a couple bumps along the road. You don't say. Whatever gave you that impression, Strider? The fact that I was one solitary glance nuggets away from having my head nommed off? Don't worry, it won't try that again. It may be a catastrophic and absolutely hideous failure, but it will do what it is fucking told. Is that any way to talk about your slime regular? Don't you love all of your experiments equally? No. So sad. You guys really suck at this. Yeah, agreed. Wow, that was much less painful and long-winded than I was expecting it to be. What was? Convincing you that all these designs you have come up with suck shit. I thought you would tell me that all of it is part of some grand plan. They suck on purpose or something like that. Well, it is a part of the grand plan, and they do suck on purpose, but not on my purpose. It's Rose. She is remarkably bad at this, voluntarily. Do you mean that she is trying to sabotage all of your grand creations, O powerful God Prince? No, she's playing the game. That part hasn't been a problem. I mean, she is just making incredibly nonsensical decisions and refusing to back down, even when I up the ante to preposterous levels. You should see some of the shit she's come up with. I'm pretty sure I watched a vagina and legs walk by this morning. I don't think I saw that one. Despite her initial resistance, Rose has gone completely feral. You mean she is having fun? Yes. And what is wrong with Elizabeth fun, your highness? Nothing. I got absolutely no problem with having a good time while we seize the boring and altogether completely frivolous task of seeing the future of this planet. But you expected her to be the one to hold you back instead of the other way around. No, that's not it. Yes, I think it is. No. I think you were just disagreeing with me out of spite. That's not true. I think that you project way too much onto Rose. Okay, diving right in. Picture me rolling up my sleeves. I have never seen you wear sleeves, and you never will. By project, do you mean that I expect Rose to be too much like myself? No, I mean the opposite. You expect her to be better than you. You want her to prevent all of your worst tendencies, the way I used to with Riska when we were Morails. Rose and I aren't Morails. I know it might look similar from your perspective, but human familial bonds, blah blah blah. Yeah, I know all about your human familial family bullshit. It sucks. I don't understand why anybody does it. Why would you want to be stuck with someone just because they come from the same slurry that you do? I don't know. You're expecting Rose to catch you when you go too far. She isn't going to do that, I don't think. In fact, I think she is more likely to go too far than you are. What makes you say that? I don't know, just a feeling, I guess. I might not be a god-modded dork in cosplay, but I'm still a seer, and I spent way too much time with the two of you than almost anyone else, which is incredibly depressing to think about. Anyway, if you don't like the way Rose is doing things, why don't you just not mind control her into doing it the right way? Problem solved. I made the decision to freehand this one. I'm not planning to influence Rose's decision in any part of the contest. Otherwise, it's too easy and barely worth doing at all. No matter what, you always choose the most boring option, Dirk Strider. So you're saying you want me to mind control Rose? No, I'm saying that I think you are a coward. Perhaps I will tell her that you've been whispering your strange little incantations in her ear over the last few weeks, like a creepy weirdo. No, you won't. If you were going to, you would have already. The two of you have sure been spending enough time with each other. Now he's being creepy. So what are you going to do? Start over? We're gonna have to, I'm thinking. I'm not sure how Rose is going to react to scrapping all of her precious little boys and girls, though. Unless you think I'm still protecting my image of what I think Rose should do, and she actually won't give a shit. No, I think she'll be conflicted, unless you mind control her not to be. Not mind control. Whatever.